Good evening. It's time to marvel at these claps that can't be rivaled. You already know what time it is. He got back on the game and there's always somebody to blame. Now there's a few segments to cover, but let's go ahead and start with the fun part. Look at that. They know exactly where you belong. In bronze. Really, you don't even deserve a rank, man, with all that poor play I've been seeing.
This really is just a Fortnite.
Bro, this is nothing like a Fortnite. Fortnite is a battle royale. This is nothing like that. This is take the zone, do the objective. There's a drastic difference. In Fortnite, there's 100 players, or however many. I'm sorry, I ain't played in a while. It really wasn't a game that I played. I just know that a bunch of people dropped on the map. You could spend a whole lot of time looking for somebody. You built a bunch of walls and you were lodging and building little houses and stuff while shooting at people. That's pretty much what Fortnite was. These ain't even virtually similar.
A cloak and dagger.
I'm not the type who fades quietly.
We are cloak and dagger.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
They're probably just gonna wait to see how successful the game is before they start adding like the big heroes or whatever.
Shall we, my mechanical friend?
I cannot let you do any more damage to the love of life.
How do I kick this stupid ass?
Our enemies
A little extra oomph. A little help, please.
Man, did this man even read what the character do? He just went out throwing stuff. He didn't read what he was supposed to be doing, none of that. Like, nothing. Just ran in the game throwing stuff.
Free pleasure.
Vortex field. Sonic burst. You're halfway there.
Get in there.
See that? There was low life, didn't even heal him at all. Now see, in the later segments that we're going to cover, there's this conversation about the matchmaking and people being bots and all of this. Well, he's like the biggest bot of the bot because he's in bronze. Like, as far as platinum, silvers, gold, and those further ranks, there's people like this on your team. They are legitimately that bad. Now, he can mess around solo queuing and actually get carried up the ranks a little bit, and they be queuing them with good people, but you'll wind up with people like this on your team, and that's what happens. So it's nothing intentional that they're doing on purpose. It's just, if you ain't got a full team, there's a very good chance you're gonna get one of those. So this fool used it to heal himself. It didn't register in his mind that, hey, let me heal somebody else. And then also was silly enough to say, man, they got tutorials on this game? Well, I mean, yeah, man. Typically the tutorials and seeing what the characters do, it gives you a general idea of how to play the game. But nah, we not gonna do that though. We not looking at no tutorials. I mean, damn, if you even read the character description, it tells you what it's supposed to do and what you're supposed to be doing with the character. I mean, come on, bruh.
This is real firepower!
Disappear!
Whoa.
Nah. Hold on there, low tier buns. Don't blame that on Sue. As a matter of fact, she's almost in every single matchup because of how strong she actually is. Like, her ult alone clutches. Her kit clutches. Matter of fact, I think almost every match I'm in, I always see a cloak and dagger and a Sue. Almost every single match, if not at least 80% of matches. So again, there's tutorials on these characters. You could very easily just look up how to play Invisible Woman. But nah, that makes too much sense. I'm gonna say, I mean, me personally, I don't do it either because I'm just an old school gamer. But if you that confused about the game, bro, you really should look it up.
I don't think I got one kill.
And yeah, as the healer, your objective is not to collect kills, it's for sustainability, to sustain the team and keep them alive. That's the purpose of the healer. Your points matter on healing. That's where you shine. Man, look at that storm. I'd be furious. I know a bunch of people furious when they get people in their matches like that, who play like that and don't play the role right and don't know what the hell they doing. Hey man, I'm with you. I'm trying. Look, I'm doing what I can to help. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm making these videos. If you do not know how to play this game and you're new to these types of games, man, look up how to play the game, or at least get an understanding of what you're supposed to be doing with your class system.
Hurricane incoming!
You're mine.
Oh, mutant kind!
Why is it glitching and lagging? Or go to the goddamn other guy.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was a pick Sal I got to getting wrecked by. Like, hold on, let me use this one. This one look like the one that could get some kills.
Hurricane incoming! Real firepower!
I think I was chosen to do some good in the world.
Fucker.
It was bad as if he just took a little time to practice to know how to play the game. He could actually be all right with Hawkeye because he's doing some damage. Only problem is he ain't playing it enough to get good at it. He always dashboard before he's able to get good at anything. But he's doing a decent amount of damage. Poorly. It taking too long to do it. But I mean, he's hitting people now at least.
Don't turn back now!
Sheesh. A good Hawkeye, man, that storm would have been gone. Bro, that would have been 2 to 3 hits. That storm would have been out of the air. Gone.
Problem solved!
What did they do to Hawkeye? This game trash, bro.
Nah, it ain't the game. And they ain't do nothing to Hawkeye. Because the thing is, if you land your attacks, he will be devastating. People who actually know how to use them and land the moves, bro, it's just a wipeout after wipeout after wipeout. But again, you don't want to practice, you don't want to get good at it. So because you suck at it, the game is trash? Nah, buddy, that's not how that works.
At least my quiver's refilled.
Slingshot.
Quite a performance, no? Feel the
As a matter of fact, hold on, bro, because I don't want to be saying anything and I'm wrong about it. Let's go ahead and test that damage theory real quick and take him into the training mode. Man, hell no, I'm gonna sit here and say he trash. See, nah, bro. See, this is why I have to test theories myself and just see this. I didn't even know that if he hit you in the head as a DPS or a healer, you're gone. That makes sense why there was so much damage when he was hitting their body. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know a headshot was an insta kill. You are so trash that you got a layered gameplay character where you have to hit them one time. And what makes it bad is he had the drop on him. They didn't see him. So he could have got 2 clean shots in. So I had it right. Because what I like to do is when I complain about the character, typically I like to go with them to training mode to just make sure I'm not just tripping and really understand what their kit does and why they're beating me. Dude, you said because they nerfed Hawkeye. Alright, fool. I'm gonna just let you continue. I'm gonna let you continue.
Bad guys won't like this.
Almost there! Don't turn back now!
Nah, bro, that aura was under you for like 3-4 seconds, fool. Like you just waited for that special. You earned that special. Look at him trying to fight the urge to dashboard. Look at him.
The final 10 seconds!
What did they exactly nerf on Hawkeye?
Bro, you so trash, it don't matter. It won't even affect you. Trust.
They stay f***ing up the games, don't they?
Nah, that's completely false.
I'm over it. I'm straight off this piece of shit.
So it's a POS because you suck at it?
Just nerfing the characters and shit.
Bruh, you're not even good enough to be affected by the nerfs. I know, for those of you who don't know what I mean by that, those nerfs are created for the exceptional players. So the people who are so good that it damn near broke the game because of how they were able to utilize the mechanics. So it borderline will make it to where you wouldn't pick anybody else. That's why characters get nerfed. The same way that Wolverine needs to get nerfed because he should not be able to snatch 4 to 5 people at one time. That's unacceptable. That's what nerfs are created for. So when you got certain people who can do certain things and they're just insta wiping you out and it's not supposed to happen that way, yes, they remove it. Proximity hits and things like that, when you're doing 80-90% damage, yes, they fix that. Because the people who are good at it, bro, it's a done deal. You might as well just hang it up. And that's not how they want the game to function. But you getting affected by the nerfs, bro, you're not even on that level.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You know what my real
You know them bots I be talking about? Yeah, people like him. That's what happens when you lose the match.
superpowers are? Patience and common sense.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Bro, damn, you can't hit the target to save your life.
Better stop that vehicle. Wait! Stop them! Better stop that vehicle.
That was close.
Oh my god, bro, this game's corny.
Why? Because your layered gameplay didn't work? Bro, you sat there for almost a minute and a half. You was missing so long. They managed to get the little train thing all the way over there, come up there and wreck you. They were so not worried about you. They allowed you to shoot all that time before they made their way up there to come get you.
Don't mind me.
I had a nice sweet spot, end up getting the up.
Bad guys won't like this.
Bro, like I said, that one shot almost hit him for 80%. A little bit over, that would have took his whole life bar. The whole entire life bar. But practice? Nah. Get good at shooting at the game, shooting on the game? Nah, that ain't an option. Nah, just complain about it when you lose.
Wait, does that mean Ragnarok is coming?
Behind us. Cowards.
Oh my god, man.
I ain't even gonna stun, bro. After finding out that one shot kill, if you hit him in the head, I'm real tempted to start using Hawkeye as a secondary. Like, I'm not even joking. I mean, I got Venom, I got Storm, you know, of course I got the Thor, I got Punisher, but man, I didn't know them Hawkeye shots hit like that. So, say.
I know they them up. Every time I like a character they up.
Say, bro, don't worry. I promise you, you were the same trash you were before on the game, bro. Nothing has changed. Trust me, bro. The nerve did not affect your gameplay. You still just as trash as you were as day one, bro. Don't even worry about it. You good. Well, I mean, actually, you bad, but you know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Verily, you must jest, Rocketeer.
Yeah, it was worth a try.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm trying to flank.
Bro, where are you going? Like, you at the 50% zone on the map. Like, what? Come on, man. And you talking about the game is the problem. Come on now.
Or maybe I can't. Yeah, I'm too far out.
I told y'all, these are real people messing up your rank. You better queue with 6 and quit playing.
Heavenly Fury. Eel, you know.
And the door closed on me?
Bro, it was never open, all right? It opens up when they capture the zone on the other side of the door. Marvel Rivals puts a little blue line there for you to follow to get to the zone where you need to be. And there's a white circle where you're supposed to wait to keep them from capturing the circle. There's no way. There's no way. he got to be doing this on purpose. There's no way.
Couldn't stand the weather.
Like, have you ever tried to get a toddler to do something right? Like color inside the lines, or like if they have a game controller trying to get them to walk a certain direction and they purposely don't walk that direction. And then when you just leave it alone because you're just like, forget it, man, just do what you want. They do what you were saying to do when you was trying to get them to do it. That's how it feels watching them play this.
Clearly, you needed some help.
I'll take it.
Force burst!
Chain lightning.
Anyone willing to help?
Bro, you could build a house with all them bricks. Look, lower your sensitivity. It's too high. Lower it down, and then you will hit your targets. Hold on, I said that a little too confident. He will hit them a little more. He won't miss them as much. Okay, he'll still miss them quite a bit, but at least he'll land a few. There we go. That's more of what I was looking for. Damn, bro, you are buns. Pause. But let's go ahead and move forward, man. This is, come on now.
The Amazing Spider-Man!
Bro, let me get this straight. Jeff ran down on you? You got ran down on by Baby Shark? Bro, come on now. Like, come on now. You only had to land 2 shots on him to take him out. You got ran up on by Baby Shark? Yo, that's crazy. That fool got the do, bro. That's crazy.
Oh, I gotta be going for the tank.
Fully regenerated.
Venom.
Bring it all down. Use it.
You're mine.
Get that vehicle moving again!
And I'm killed because they're... Alright, you're healing. Alright, you know. Healing. Alright, we get it. Depends. Logan is always banned. Hold on, you could ban characters in rank? I've seen your Iron Man? Of course. Why did they allow you to ban characters in rank? That's corny.
With stuff like that, that's the way you wind up seeing who's the best. Because it's one thing when you're running with your character, but when that character is not available, this is how you can determine who the better team is, who's the more versatile, who can adjust. That's why you can interchange characters. Now, what I will say is in some games why they do those bans is because if you leave up certain characters, it's an automatic win. That's when you're playing people of those high ranks. I mean, you're not going to understand that because you'll never reach those ranks, just like in Tekken. But in these types of games, when you hit the high ranks, then they're so good with the shutdown characters, there will be nothing that you can do. It will be nothing that you can do. And it doesn't mean the characters need to be nerfed. It's just they are that good with them to where you can't do nothing with them, period. It's just a done deal. They pick them characters, there's a 95% chance you're going to lose.
Why? Put the whole pack in the salt.
Stands in my way. They won't be standing much longer.
And I want to be clear, no disrespect to Wolverine players, but if even he can collect kills with Wolverine, that says a lot about Wolverine. You know, I'm not saying anything specific or in particular. I'm just saying, if he can manage to get a kill with Wolverine, that says a lot about that character in his current build and his current state. I'm just saying. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just giving y'all a hard time. But let's go ahead and go forward. Let's look at what some grandmasters have to say about the current matchmaking and the state of the game.
Someone at Marvel Rivals they know what they're doing, bro. There's matchmaking algorithms set in place to make it so you win and lose a certain amount of games, like a 50% ratio. That way you can keep playing longer because you know how good a game can be. In this case, to stomp. And all the times you get stomped on, it's like, oh, this is fine. It'll be better next time. Like,
now he's 100% right, but bro, I'm gonna have to second this and tell you, you also had the option to queue up with all your people. You know what I'm saying? Get all your people together in Q6. Unless you can't Q6, because some games do that weird thing where you can't queue with all the people. But if you can queue with all 6 people, yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do, because if you don't, yeah, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you on these bots, like how it was in the previous parts of the video.
Urging a gambling mentality, and it's messed up. I don't know why competitive games have to go down this road.
Well, I mean, they do it to basically keep more people on the game. You already know how it goes, because it's not about appeasing the pros. You already know that. It's about getting and keeping people on the game. So they're going to have, what they don't understand is like how we understand. It happens for us and it happens with the other team. Like, we'll mess around and get a bot and get wrecked. They'll get a bot, get wrecked, can't even leave spawn. We don't enjoy those types of games. Like, me personally, I like the sweaty games. I like the games where I feel like I'm accomplished in the team that I beat. I like to feel like it was a challenge. If I don't have to alter anything that I'm doing or change the way that I'm playing, I don't like it, because it defeats the purpose. I mean, winning's cool and all, but it doesn't make me a better player because I wasn't challenged to have to do something different. And when you don't get challenged, it doesn't raise your skill level as a player. But that's why they do it, because the average player is going to feel like they're really good at the game because they got those matches to where they basically were facing bots, and it raises their confidence to keep them on the game. That's why they do it. But again, if you can queue with all 6 people, hey bro, it just becomes a choice of yours to decide to keep solo queuing or queuing with half a team and winding up taking that chance. That's on you.
Because GM is not Grandmaster at all. GM 3-2-1 is not Grandmaster at all, because the games that I lose in GM1 when I was so close to Celestial were not fair in the slightest. I just get the one tricks. I get the people who don't have opposable thumbs, folks that put their monitor turned off, powering out, and they're still on a hotspot on their computer. Monitor's turned off still. Like, that's just not how it should be.
And he's right. That's true. That does happen, especially when you get ready to rank up. There's very high odds of you getting somebody sorry on your team. But that's why I say, like, man, you gotta queue up with a crew if they allow the 6. If you choose not to do that and you know there's something that they're doing, and it's on you. Now, what I did here is, if you queue with everybody, you start queuing against teams, making it harder. But that's when it comes down to, you can't complain about that because you're competing to compete against the best. So if you can queue with 6, you can't really complain about leaving it up to them to queue you with people who suck. That's just a part of the game. Yeah, stop queuing without a full team.
And you get games where you avoid people like, oh, I got played so bad. And the next game they destroy you because guess what? Their team was just that horrendous. And it shouldn't be a thing, but it is. But I keep playing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's still dope. You know, even with them problems, you know, the game outweighs the irritation. You know what I'm saying? It's just simply what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward, show a little footage, show the update of what I got going, because this is basically what's going on in the background. So if you want to stick around and check out the rest of the footage, it's there. But if you kicked it with your boy this long, I appreciate you hanging with me. Links in the description below, like always. And in the meanwhile, I'm out. Have a good one. Oh, and his handle's on the video because it's a TikTok. So if you want to hear anything else from him, you can always just type it in from the handle that I left on the video. But I'm out. Have a good one.
It was way more ridiculous than we thought, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. Oh my goodness, we got so many stories to cover from the last 24 hours. I feel like the world is losing its mind. And we got so many hilarious stories, some surprising stories we're going to get into. First, of course, we're going to go through, just remember this. Remember, it was only like a couple days ago. They were telling us it was the end, of course, of the world because he enacted a trade war, with other countries like Mexico and Canada, like, oh no, it's the end. Oh, look, it's going to be climate change. Oh my goodness. This is basically what they were doing. And it's already over. It was only a few days. And that thing is all over. Matter of fact, he got exactly what he wanted out of it. He was simply using it as a tool to get his way, and it worked quite well. Of course, interestingly, now we're getting this late take, and we're going to get into a lot more than obviously this. We're going to talk about the USAID. Oh my goodness, so many things are coming out with regards to that. We're going to get into all that, and there's a lot. Okay, lots of things that your tax money was supporting and promoting. You're not going to believe. We'll get into that. We're going to get into a ton of other stuff as well as we get into this. And now, of course, they're trying to get rid of them already. They're already trying to get rid of 47. Impeachment already. What is it, like 2 weeks? That's how quickly this happens because, of course, he cut off funding to a number of stuff. We'll get into all of that. And something that happened, of course, to Mitch McConnell. We're going to get into everything. Let's start with this. So Mark Cuban has some sort of weird late take on the whole tariff thing, the trade war. And almost every time he has a take on anything, it seems to be wrong. I don't know what's up with this guy. I don't know how he ended up being a billionaire in the first place. What he says literally makes no sense half the time. I was looking at, of course, he's the guy that was one of the judges on the Shark Tank TV show, owner of one of the NBA teams, the Dallas Mavericks. I'm sure you've all heard about that, but he got pretty famous early on in his life. Back in like even the 90s, he was selling off his companies and stuff like that. But the fact is, like, whenever he talks about stuff like this, he just makes no sense. What did he say? He said, I'm going to put my rich guy hat on and say I hope Mexico and Canada issue equal retaliatory tariffs and stick to them for an extended period. I mean, that literally, it shows that he has no clue what was going on. Literally no clue. And, of course, then he had said something more recently. It's the only way the tariffs to be seen for what they really are. So what are they really? They're a bargaining tool, and he didn't even get it because he thought if they did this retaliatory tariff that it would somehow stop it. But in reality, he has no clue what it was about, which is amazing because this guy's a businessman. And he's a rich guy. How would he not understand this? I understood this. It was so obvious. And, of course, like I said, we're going to get into a ton of stuff. First, so I got to mention, food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. 4 weeks worth for $197. Link is in the description for that. You're going to definitely want to get that if you have not already. You can see all the wonderful things happening around us. I mean, every day there's like a ton of stories. And like I said, we're going to get into this USAID, and you're not going to believe. There's so many things that have come out. And some of these are from like an hour ago. I'm going to get into that no one's heard about. All right, we'll get into that in a minute. But the fact is, you're going to definitely want to be prepared for whatever's next. Link's next. Link is in the description. I can't talk for some reason. This book here, The Lost Ways, how your great-great-grandfather lived without electricity, had a bit of cellar, do things around the house like they did in the good old days, hundreds of pages illustrated. You're going to definitely want that book before the lights go out. You don't know what's next. I kind of feel like we're just starting to get started with this whole thing. I think everyone thinks it's over. Oh, it's fine, he's in. But this is the exact time they would want to do something. Everybody's guard, of course, is down. Everything's fine now. No, it's not. You're going to see, because he doesn't even have his appointees, of course, in yet. Once those all get in, I'm kind of curious what's going to happen. Particularly now we're seeing that this money's being cut off. Oh my goodness, I think we're going to see a lot of stuff. And we're already seeing protests and things like that. We'll get into that in a minute. But you're going to definitely want to get this book. Get the printed version, $37 plus shipping. Link is in the description. All my other social media link below. I think the first link is broke. I still got to fix that. I don't know what happened with that thing. I set it up and it just stopped working one day. And so ignore the first link with my other social media because apparently it don't work anymore. Let's get back to the video. So, of course, we have here how many foreign countries in the last, of course, 4 years got money. Apparently a very large list here, extended list. And actually this one's incorrect. Apparently it's 216 billion. Oh, whoops, that's a little incorrect error. $216 billion to, of course, Crane. Wow, that's a little bit of money. That's just a wee bit of money there. I mean, that's basically more than all the rest on the list. Egypt, obviously, getting a lot of money as well. But from what I understand, the reason why, almost all of these were cut off already for 90 days, paused. And again, I'm thinking he's doing the exact same thing he did with the tariffs. It's a bargaining tool. That's all it is. It's a bargaining tool. He's like, look, I'm going to make you do what I want. If you don't do what I want, you're not going to get any money from us. I'm guessing that's what he's going to do. And I'm guessing in a lot of these countries, he's just simply going to cut it off and it's never going to come back. Right? But the reason why he puts the 90-day pause on it is so then he can start bargaining and getting what he wants. What does he want? Right? And we've seen what he wanted from Canada and Mexico already. They're already in coordination with him. 10,000 of their finest, I think, from Canada, going, of course, to the border, all that. So he got what he wanted from that. Right? That doesn't mean he ain't going to try to impose another tariff on him later to get more stuff. You see what I mean? These are all bargaining chips. That's all this is. And, of course, the only reason why he couldn't pause, from what I understand, all of it, he did pause a lot of it, but he didn't pause all of it for Egypt, Crane, and, of course, Israel, is because there's treaties involved, which he can't actually subvert. So that's, a lot of people are complaining online, oh, look, he didn't stop giving to these. There's actually treaties in place. He's not literally able to do whatever he wants as a president, right? He's not able to do anything he wants. So he cut off as much as he could, right? And then a lot of it's a bargaining chip. That's what's going on with all that. So, of course, also on top of that, we have some rather interesting things now coming out. Obviously, you're even seeing it with companies. They're now changing. We have McDonald's abandons some DE&I policies following other big companies caving into pressure. So we're seeing huge changes around us very quickly in only 2 weeks' time, right? So this is some good news in that respect. You also have, of course, the amount of the ridiculous amount of stores closing. We have supposedly 15,000 are supposed to close this year, but I'm thinking it's going to be far less than that because he's doing so much so quickly. I think he's actually going to turn around partially this economy. You can't turn it around even in a month or 2 months, obviously. 4 years is a lot to somehow unpack and fix, right? And so it's going to be a while before you turn it fully around. But I do think that it's going to get a lot better. You are seeing, though, that they're saying a number of stores are going to be closing. And you even have Toys R Us, Rue 21, Payless shoe stores, and a number of other stores, as you can see here on the list here. At any rate, so we also have some new, and this kind of leads into a lot of other things. So we're seeing a lot of this money being spent on ridiculous things. We have here, of course, the amount of debt they had to create $1 of growth in the fourth quarter of last year. So for every $6 of debt, we only made $1. I mean, this is completely inefficient in every way you can think of. You're making $6 of national debt for every $1 of GDP growth. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right. So that's basically what they've been doing. And interestingly, there might be a reason behind that. Check this out. Janet, of course, Yellen made millions of dollars in Wall Street from corporate speeches. And this is from Politico, which is interesting because we're going to talk about them in a little bit here as well. Yes, indeed. So she made, I think it was $7 million from speaking engagements, just being the secretary, right, for the Fed. So let's get into some of these big stories. So we're going to start off with this. Let me play this clip. This is pretty hilarious. All right, check this out. So this is about how apparently a number of people, of course, on the left are not, they're getting a little bit, unhinged over all of this, all that's happening. And I think some of it is because some of these people were getting paid. We're getting paid through the U.S., AID and other places. I think that's part of it. I really do think that's a part of it. Apparently even going after, of course, gamers, if you could even imagine that, which is kind of crazy. But they're going crazy on Reddit right now. They're going insane on Reddit. over the whole Dodge thing. Muskrat's Dodge henchmen have been identified. So they're apparently trying to go all geeked out on this, and they're Redditing out on this whole thing. They're not very happy. Let's just put it that way. But let's play this clip here. It's kind of interesting. Check this out.
After 2 weeks, there's a lot of coping, there's a lot of sieving, and something really big happened yesterday. Well, apparently Elon Musk, with his Department of Government Efficiency, has realized that a program called USAID exists. And this program does a lot of things that the average American may not appreciate, both fiscally or morally.
Yeah, apparently they fund a lot of things that people are not aware of. For example, $2 billion to Somalia. And of course, Somalia got people in there that are homeless. We give Somalia hundreds of millions of dollars. And many nations, a lot of money. And actually I have a list here of some of these places. And here you can see it. They've received $2 billion, but you can see here almost $1 billion right there in the last 4 years. And I just showed you this huge list already. So of course, what's interesting is that's not all they fund. There's a lot of other things. So here we have a Joe Rogan clip. Mike Benz talking about this USAID. And it's not about aid. It's about coordinating operations through foreign, of course, left, wing organizations with a $50 billion budget. All right, let me play this real quick.
Internationally, around the world, all of the institutions that the State Department needs to use. So when they are capacity building activist groups in a foreign country, that's because the State Department wants those activists there.
So the State Department is directing certain organizations in, of course, other countries, probably because they can't do it here. So what they're doing is something they can't do here, so they do it in another country, and then they're able to sort of coordinate what they want, right? That's kind of what he's getting at. And then we get to see sort of the result of this. So, of course, now we have a lot of people protesting over this last 4 days. Ongoing protests in Los Angeles, as you can see here. Just an example of some of the protests going on. And, I mean, here's another lady, Representative McIver. We will not take this. We will fight back. Shut down the city. All right, check this out. And this is the reason why I had this the audio so low, is because of this lady. She's so loud. If I turn this up, your ears are gonna bleed. I'm not joking. All right. So I turned it down to like 5 decibels, or like 5% or whatever. Not 5 decibels. You get what I'm saying. So of course we have all these other groups that are being funded. Guess what? Some of the news, of course, outlets are funded by them too. Oh, that's so weird. Matter of fact, one of them I read earlier. We're talking Politico. Apparently, gotten a little bit of money from them. We're talking $8 million, and apparently got $34 million total from various GOV, of course, agencies. Total award amount $34.3 million from 1,349 transactions. Huh? It's kind of weird. I've never gotten any money from any of that kind of stuff ever. It's so strange. It's kind of interesting how they get all this money, free money from taxpayers. It's so weird, you know what I mean? So, of course, then you have other ones. Apparently, that's not it. This just came out hours ago. Apparently, New York Times. Oh, also the BBC. They also got money. That's so weird. Oh, my goodness. All of them getting money, of course, from us, the taxpayers. The taxpayers are literally funding these outlets, and we didn't even know it. This is why, and it's so interesting, of course, that people are trying to pick who they want to listen to, and it said, no, you can't do that. We're going to put these dudes at the top So you only see their stuff, even though we're stealing your money to pay them. You don't want to see them. We steal your money to pay them, and then we force you to watch them. Isn't that nice? It's like you're like literally forced to pay them and forced to watch them at the same time. It's so cool. You know what I mean? This is what they've been doing for years to us. Years of forcing us. Of course, well, not literally forcing, but they put it at the top of the page and you only could see their stuff, right? Sometimes that's kind of what it's like, isn't it? And very interesting. Of course, then we have this from Benny. Single largest criminal, of course, operation in human, history. Public's outrage over USAID is now on the scale. This is kind of interesting. Has been fully, of course, shown to be a left, wing, money. You can read all of that. We're talking criminal, etc., etc. Look at this. Check this out. Haiti. Post-2010 earthquake, $1.14 billion was spent on a port and power plant project promoted by the president at that current time. The project never built anything. Cuba, 2006 audit showed $74 million in promotion funds vanished without oversight. Afghanistan, millions squandered on health scams and hospitals never built. Nigeria, major USAID contractor was linked to a subcontractor's overbilling scandal, hundreds of millions lost. And then, of course, the biggest one of all, remember the whole 2020 in that certain laboratory? Apparently, 40 million of our money went there to fund that whole thing. So then they could release it on us. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's really nice of them. 2.5 million to DE, of course, I in Serbia. 70,000. As you can see here, there's like a ton. Just keeps going and going and going. 20 million in Iraq for a Sesame Street. What's that? Iraq, 20 million for Iraqi version of Sesame Street. Promoting, of course, Rainbow. Egypt and Tunisia. I had a guy who worked for me that was from Tunisia. And I actually had a friend from Egypt. 56 million for tourism, whatever that means. Jordan, 40 million for schools. Vietnam, 11 million to fight trash burning. Really? What? 11 million to stop people from burning trash? Are you joking? Central America, 27 million for gift bags. No. Oh my. Oh. What? Gift bags to those that got deported? Are you serious? Oh my goodness, this is insane. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what was all funded. It's just not obviously there's a lot of other things funded, but these are the ones that are being highlighted as not good. I'm sure there was at least a few things that were probably good from it, but there's a lot of not good ones here. So apparently he's not done trying to save money for our country and for our states. Apparently in California, he's trying to figure out what happened to the high-speed rail project there, which appears to some as a giant money, laundering, of course, scheme. I built for a living. I built on time, on budget. It's impossible that something could cost that much. Californians should be cheering to find out where their money went. Yeah, it is kind of weird. Despite some progress, state's high-speed rail is $100 billion short and many years from reality. What? Japan, they build these things like in no time. You go to some of these other countries in Europe and Japan, they already built all this stuff super cheap. You know what I mean? Like, why is it we have, hundreds of billions of dollars? We're still not done. Oh, it's going to cost $1 trillion to make a train. Oh, I mean, give me a break, dude. This is so ridiculous. You have here, of course, him wanting to eliminate the education, of course, department. Actually, that's probably a good idea considering all the stuff they want you to learn about. I think it'd be better at the state level. Let's just put it that way. So, apparently facing some hurdles. I guess we'll see what happens with that whole thing. Al Green, of course, initiates the process of getting rid, or actually starting a court case against, of course, our wonderful Prez. Already 2 weeks in. Articles, of course, of impeachment. Wow. And this is the funniest part. He goes, citing dastardly deeds proposed. So apparently his crime was dastardly deeds. This is like Scooby-Doo or something. You dastardly children, you got me again. Oh, the criminals, dastardly, Scooby-Doo. Why are they, what dastardly deeds? What is a dastardly deed? I mean, can't you name something he actually did illegal? Or are you just going to call it dastardly deeds? Because he's stopping you from getting money funded to criminal stuff? That's dastardly. What in the world? Bro, you guys make no sense. And then, of course, we have Senator Mitch McConnell apparently just fell while he was departing from Senate. I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot of issues with that guy's health. The dude just freezes sometimes. You know what? I think you might want to retire, bro. You might want to retire because it's just, you're falling, you're losing track of where you're at. Stuff like this is happening a lot with that guy. I don't know, man. That's just kind of my thoughts on that. I mean, there's got to be a point where these guys have to retire. You know what? Everyone else retires when they're 80. Why don't you guys retire? Everyone else in the world retires. Other than Walmart greeters, everyone else retires because you shouldn't be. I mean, you can greet people at Walmart, but you shouldn't be running the country when you're that old. You know what I mean? And you're like literally not remembering where you're at and stuff. Okay. At any rate, so then we have this. This is from Brandon. Biggs. He apparently has some interesting prophetic stuff. Check this out. Let's play this really quick.
And the Lord told me there'll be high highs and there'll be low lows. And there'll be great shakeouts. There'll be great shakeouts in the days ahead, even still to come.
Oh, I can see that. I don't even need to have the gift of prophecy to know that, dude. I can see it like a mile away. Oh, there's a lot of shakeups coming. Oh, there's a lot of shakeups. I mean, we only are 2 weeks in and it's just getting more and more. I think we're just barely getting started, man. I think there's a lot more to come. Yeah, at any rate, let's see what else he has to say.
With investments. And this is set up on purpose to shake people out. And the Lord said, because the devil knows what's coming. He knows that some of you are going to put a real dent in his kingdom against the darkness with the finances.
Yep, that's true. This is what I've been talking about. This is something that I've been talking about for a long time. Matter of fact, let me show you this again for probably, I used to show this all the time. The 7 Mountains, of course, prediction, where it talks about where our country is turned around, the GOV, education, business. You remember me showing you guys this before, right? You remember me showing you this? Everyone back there was like, no way, dude. None of this stuff's going to happen. Yeah, it's already happening. Like I said, media, arts and entertainment, family, and of course, even religion, because there's a lot of people leading that are not good either, as you can already tell. Shouldn't take rocket science to figure that out. When you have the Pope telling you that there's every religion goes to God, you know there's something wrong, right? You know there's something wrong. I think you're contradicting the most basic doctrine in your own faith. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not supposed to be there. Maybe you're not supposed to be the Pope. I don't know. At any rate, so there's all that. And actually, apparently it goes farther. And believe it or not, the USAID thing goes into England and London. Apparently, all the stuff going on there. The of course, information. Yanazar, that guy. All these dudes. All this, the crackdown, arresting grandma for posting on Facebook her opinion on something while she's still, I mean, dude, she doesn't even hardly know what Facebook is. She just posts one thing on there. There's like some dude beating on her door and trying to get her, put her in cuffs, I saw a video like that. I was like, what? She's like, grandma's sitting in like an old chair watching an old TV, and some policeman comes into her house, breaks down the door, and arrests her for posting on Facebook. Seriously, bro? You don't got anything better to do with your time? Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that they were funding also. Apparently it wasn't just our country. You got that too going on. What a shocker, right? I mean, this is stuff we all saw. We were already talking about this a year ago or 2 years ago. I was talking about this already. I didn't talk about how they got funded. I didn't realize it was from there. But apparently your tax and my tax dollars was funding things we don't want. What a surprise, right? Again, so of course, then we have what's going on with the tariffs. I told you it's merely a tool, just like the whole thing with the funding, that he's using that as a tool to get his way. And of course, he also wants to enact tariffs on some of these countries, and he's just going to enact tariffs. But I think in a lot of cases, he's using it as a bargaining chip, just like he's doing with this funding to these countries. I think a lot of these countries, he doesn't want to fund them at all, but he's pausing it because he wants to use it as a bargaining chip. What are you going to give for me? What are you going to give me? If I'm going to give you $300 million, you're going to give me something worth more than $300 million back, period. If you ain't going to give me anything, you're not going to get any money, right? So that's kind of his attitude. It's total business strategy. It's super obvious. That's how they should have been doing stuff already. It's not rocket science. Anyway, that's my video. Kind of what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.
Productions. Okay, Showdown Productions. Shogun Productions.